PJ Fleck at one point referred to Minnesota as a sleeping giant. We're going to get that process started in college football 25. It's going to be a long journey, but the Gophers are going to get back to winning national championships. Now we're using Doug Greenwood, who is essentially Fleck in the game, master motivator, which is definitely what Fleck is. We're on a 2-year contract, so definitely going to have to win this year to be able to extend our contract. We're not going to want to get fired, obviously, right off the bat. And it's going to be tricky with this schedule. I like some of the pieces that we have at Minnesota. The quarterback position needs to find not only depth, but a star player. So if we can get one in recruiting, great. But if not, we might have to go to the transfer portal after this year. Brosmer is going to be the guy for now. Running back appears a little bit better. Darius Taylor is going to be our guy for a couple of years. We also have Sia Bengura, Jaron Mangum, Jordan Newman. So we have good depth behind those guys, as well as a few players that are younger that could elevate and help us out there. Wide receiver position, kind of the same thing. I really like our wide receiver in Daniel Jackson, but he's only going to be here for a year. So guys like Tyler Williams might have to step up. Elijah Spencer is going to be gone, but we have Lameek Brockington. You have Quentin Redding. We have some pieces, but again, the one thing you're going to notice with Minnesota is you're seeing lots of 70s, lots of potential problems long term that we have to address. So we need to add to our offensive line. That's going to need some depth at certain positions. We need some starters for next year. So I think that Minnesota has potential. You just have to get the right guys in place. So we're going to kind of take that approach as PJ Fleck has done and see what happens with going to our pipeline states and seeing what happens there. Our defense appears to be a little bit better than our offense overall. But again, you're seeing lots of 60s, lots of 70s, and that's going to be tough to win football games right off the bat. But you have some promising players for the future as well. Recruiting is interesting. We're going to start with guys that are interested in our school, and we actually have some 4 stars right off the bat that are interested in us. We have a right guard, Iosefa Chu is going to be interested in us. We're his first option right now. I'm not sure how is Wisconsin not a pipeline state? That's interesting. Well, we're gonna add, try to make these at least a little bit easier in terms of recruiting. Team needs, we're gonna need a quarterback. We actually need 2 quarterbacks. That's going to be a focal point, as probably is. I don't know if we're gonna add a fullback. We do need one, but I don't know if we're necessarily going to actually add one. We don't have one on the roster right now. We always use tight ends. We do need a tight end. And then we need, oh boy, we need some offensive linemen. 3 left tackles, 2 left guards, 2 right guards, 2 right tackles. Again, Minnesota's had some really good players on the offensive line, and we're trying to get back to that point. Defense, we need a D tackle. Linebackers need some help. Corner, not a surprise. So overall, we just need depth is the key here. Now, we do have a couple of 5 stars that have us on their list. Those will be tough to add to our roster, though I really like the potential that we could get. And we do have a few other 4 stars. We actually have Iosefa Chu is going to be at the top of our list because he's first. Wow, we're first on his list there. Wisconsin somehow not a pipeline state, so we're going to have to get back into that. We're going to have to find a way to tap into that pipeline once again. But again, we're pretty much going to go with linemen to try and get us up to speed. All right, so I feel pretty good about where our recruiting board is at. You see guys like Frank Blount, Josh Gratz are going to be a little more difficult to get, especially because of the competition that we will be facing. But guys like Gratz are within reach. It's just we don't have them in a pipeline state, so it might be tougher for us to get them. But then you have other guys that feel pretty attainable given where we're at. Guys, Iosefa Chu is in pipeline state. We're first on his list as of right now, but I know recruiting is going to be tough. Everything I've heard about recruiting shows that it's going to be difficult. So obviously, I'm going to be figuring out how to recruit as we go along. But any tips, of course, if you guys have any pointers you want to point out, will be greatly appreciated. But I feel pretty good about our board. Not high on a lot of these guys, but I think that we are in a good position to make some moves and bring in. You see, we have a number of offensive linemen that will be on our board because we do need help at the offensive line position. Obviously, as you know, something new this year in recruiting is that you can add certain things to certain players. So we have Afa Lapuaho as we're first in his list right now, but we are also fighting off teams like Florida State and Auburn and Wisconsin. So we need to send a pitch to him. And I don't want to use all of my points, but also we need talent. So we'll contact friends and family. We'll see how that goes. And again, a lot of this is going to be learning on the fly. This is going to probably be a little rougher early on, but we're at least going to start throwing some pitches to some of these guys that we really, really need. Youth quarterback is a position of need, and our offensive linemen will definitely need to be added as well. And another thing in recruiting is how quickly things change. So IOC Fachu we were first on his list. Now we're all the way down to fifth. So you might have to do a little bit more to get him back interested. And as always, we're going to have to keep adding players to our recruiting board and see what we can find, see if we can find any gems. We have some JUCO guys, we have some high school guys. Finding new players is going to be the key to add to our board. We have to always be recruiting as the season goes on, and hopefully that pays off. So for our four-star quarterback, we had contact friends and family, and we are gaining on him, and no one else is really showing interest or giving him an offer. So I'm really trying to ramp things up. So we'll send the house here. I don't know how effective some of that will be, but we're going to find out. All right, we are in a good position for a lot of higher tier recruits, but I know that a lot can change. We already saw that with one of our recruits. So we know that things are going to change at some point. We're just going to keep the pressure on. Certain guys feel like they're in a good position. So we feel like we're in a good spot for a lot of them. We also have a couple of visits scheduled, so that will be helpful as well. And again, it's all about getting guys committed early so you can focus on the rest of the recruits that you need to bring in to fill team needs. First game up against North Carolina. This is going to be a tough test. North Carolina is very talented on the offensive side of the ball. They have a number of playmakers that could make life difficult. But again, this will be a good measuring stick as to where we're at. North Carolina starts with Max Johnson at the quarterback position. They also have Connor Harrell and Jacoby Criswell. If that doesn't work, Johnson is going to be an interesting player. Former transfer from Texas A&M and LSU. You also have Omarion Hampton in the backfield. He's a stud, 93 overall. That will be tough to stop. So the rushing attack is going to be look at all those physical and mental traits. That's crazy. Wide receiver is going to be tough for us to stop too. JJ Jones is going to be a good player for them. Kobe Paysor is a solid player. They have solid depth at the wide receiver position. And then when you look at the tight end position, Bryson Nesbitt's one of the best tight ends in college football. So we will need to be aware of where those guys are on the field and somehow find ways to slow them down. The defense, this is what I was afraid of. The defensive line came on Rucker is going to be a problem for us. Desmond Evans, Kevin Hester Jr., that defensive line, along with Power Eccles, running the football, which is what we want to do, might be a little challenging, which is not unexpected. Throwing the football actually might be a challenge too. Jakeen Harris comes from NC State and Tavius Lane. This will be tough, that's for sure. Starting out on defense first, and it's raining. We'll see how that works out for us, if that works in our favor. A good kickoff, though, to get things started. Minnesota's defense is a group that is kind of underrated. They play really well together. And obviously, a new defensive coordinator makes that tough as we get a stop there. But they're a group that when they're playing well together, they're tough to beat. They are tough to move the ball on. And even if you have a back like Amari Hampton, that makes it tough. Although they pick up 6 yards there. 3rd and 1, we need to stop. Probably going to run the football if I'm North Carolina, especially with how Hampton's been running the ball. Run out to the left there. We had him bottled up, but we can't bring him down. 1st and 10. Hampton's out, so probably see our first pass of the game here by North Carolina. Oh, no, they're going to stick with the run. I got to figure out tackling quick. I know tackling's more realistic in this game, but that's going to make it pretty difficult to stop. And they have not thrown a pass yet. All right, 3rd and 1, big down for us here. Got to find a way to get a stop, get our offense on the field. They're at midfield, so it's probably 4 down territory if I'm North Carolina. And again, they are going, oh, play action. Good pressure to get that to 4th and 1. And they're going to punt. That's interesting. That's not what I probably would have chosen, but I guess you're midfield, not in opposing territory. And the kick is good one inside the 10. Catch it. Let's get some yards. Good return there. We're going to find out pretty quick how well we can run the football. Darius Taylor is an absolute stud for the Gophers, but we are facing a tough defense. 3 yards there. And so far, when I played this, the jet sweep works pretty well. I like the RPOs. We'll do a fake jet here, see if that opens things up for us. Passing concepts are just so much better than what we've seen in the past. There's so many more options that you can get. Let's see if we can pick up this 3rd down. We got to figure out how to throw the ball with Brosmer, though. That pass strength is just not as good. We're back on defense, though. And again, if I'm going to rely on one group, I'll pick that off. It's going to be the defense. This is a defense that can step up in a big way, but we will see how much that actually will happen. Hampton's running off the right side. That's a poor angle by me. Our defense can't get him down. Big gain for North Carolina. Yeah, Hampton is going to be a killer. He's obviously the focal point of that offense, but we're also very susceptible to play action, RPOs. There we go. Bottle him up. Hey, tackle for loss, 2nd and 12. North Carolina is going to be in business if they can find ways to get Max Johnson settled and move the ball efficiently like that. 3rd and 2. Need a stop inside of Minnesota territory. North Carolina is driving. They need to pick up 1st down here. Probably a run if to Hampton on the right side. Defense bottles them up though for a tackle for loss. 4th and 3. North Carolina is going to go for it. Send a receiver out on the right side, and now we're going to give up a big play. I got to figure out defense in a hurry, or this is going to be a long, long game. 1st and 10 inside of the red zone for North Carolina. A nice pass there. Motion to the right. Hampton gets the ball. We're playing a little better, and Hampton goes down with an injury. We'll see how that changes their offense. This is a very different offense without Amari and Hampton. So we'll see. We get a sack there, 3rd and 14. That was a huge sack for our defense. Minnesota's front six is very underrated. I think that they're a group that will be fun to use. Like Jaw Joyner, nice move there. Oh, corner out. Oh, it's broken up though. 4th and 14. Settling for a field goal, that feels like a win for us here. That's a big way to slow down this offense. Snap, kick, and it is good. 3-0 North Carolina to start. All right, we got to get something going here. We'll take the return back. Oh, we got room on the left side. Down, inside, past the 30-yard line. All right, let's see what we can do that. At the 30. Can't really run RPOs with Max Brosmer, so it has to be Taylor pretty much taking the ball. 3 yards isn't going to get the job done, though. All right, we'll go play action, 2nd and 7. Send a little motion, maybe influence the linebackers there. We're getting pressured, which is not ideal, but good gain there to make it 3rd and 2. This play is already one of my favorites. The RPO bubble, read that outside linebacker there, see what he does. And that's easy pitch and catch. That's an easy 1st down. Let's go tempo. I like this game for tempo because it gives you the opportunity to do a couple different things, but also it gives your offense some momentum. And I think momentum's a little bit more of a factor in this game than it was NCAA 14. I think that when you do a lot of good things in a row, you are going to get better plays because your team plays with more confidence. Notice so far when things go really well early, your team blocks better, you get better runs, and you get stuff like this to pick up first down. So that's definitely huge. And I want to get my guys, the right guys involved. So Daniel Jackson hasn't been a factor yet, but we're getting Darius Taylor involved. We just got to get blocks and make a nice cut, 1 yard gain. A lot of Minnesota's struggles offensively are going to be dictated by the quarterback, their success, their struggles. All of that is going to be on the quarterback. And Brosmer feels like he's a solid quarterback, but at the same time, we need to see a little bit better from him, making the right decisions so far, but the arm strength just isn't there. I'm attempting a 56-yard field goal, and this feels almost, it's not too bad, but this is really hard to kick in this game. Honestly, the hard part of this game might be kicking those field goals. That is going to be a tough part to do. We got to get a stop here. Oh my goodness. Marion Hampton is going to make our life miserable. I can already tell that right off the bat. If we can't get stops, if we can't stop the run, I mean, why would you do anything else if you're North Carolina? I mean, 30 inches is manageable for this Tar Heels team. It's not a good spot for us, but you at least know that they're going to run the football, and you just have to find a way to stop Hampton, which is easier said than done. 1st and 10 for North Carolina. Once again, a run, they are just hammering the run, and I can see why. We're already losing players to injury, though, which definitely hurts, but that's the physicality of North Carolina, and honestly, RPOs are going to be a killer. Big game for North Carolina, picks up big yardage, gets to the 10-yard line. I don't know how I'm going to figure out how to slow down this offense, but it's not looking good early. Empty set for North Carolina with 3 minutes to go. Looking downfield, get a pass breakup, pick that off. There's a lot of deflections in this game. I'm curious to see if, a lot of those like that, is that going to be picked off eventually at some point? We'll find out. Back to the run for North Carolina. Caleb Hood with a 2-yard run to make it 3rd and 8. Big 3rd and 8 here. Settling for a field goal would be great. We will see what happens. Max is looking downfield, has to throw it away. We force a 4th down and force a field goal. We are going to see if we can make a miss, but it's a short field goal. Snap is there. Kick is no good. Missed field goal for us. There we go. A good stop by Minnesota's defense. I got to figure out how to get playmakers the football. And Darius Taylor is one of, there we go, break a tackle. Big gain there. The rushing attack is going to be a focal point for Minnesota. I think that we just need to establish the run and find ways to keep moving the chains. Jet pass to the left. Let's see if we can get the blocks we need. Cut it upfield. There we go. 1st down. The only concern I have so far is we've had 2 injuries to offensive linemen, which again in recruiting is why we're getting some of those guys, but that's going to hurt us if we can't have depth there. Dropping back the pass, got a guy over the middle and overthrow him. He's open. Just over 2 minutes left. 2nd and 10. We're going to run a little play action here, try to get one of our guys over the middle, and we get sacked. 3rd and 20 means we're going to have to get the ball out quick. We will see if we get time to throw. And we throw a nice ball on the right side. Can he come down with it? No, we can't. We can't keep relying on our defense to do everything. That's going to be a long game if that is our game plan, because this offense is too good. Our defense is playing well. Holding them to 3 points is pretty good. If you're Minnesota, you have to find a way to make stops, 2nd and 4. But again, our offense is going to have to sustain drives. We need Brosmer to make throws like the last one he made. You just got to have him come down with those passes. Pass across the middle, Marion Hampton in space. That's terrifying. But again, Minnesota's that team that is going to rally to the football defensively. It's just a matter of what can the offense do to help and get sack. Jaw Joyner, like I mentioned him before, he is a major factor. Screen pass to the left. Again, Omarion Hampton in space is not ideal, but we get the stop. And on 3rd and 11 with 54 seconds, we'll actually take a timeout. Probably a dumb decision, but we want to try to get the ball back. We're giving North Carolina an opportunity to make a play once again, and we'll see if we can get to Max Johnson. We break it down and force a bad pass. 4th and 11. And it's a long field goal on 4th and 11 with 51 seconds left. Again, this defense is stepping up in a big way. Kick is up, and it is blocked. Minnesota blocks the field goal, trying to get the ball back, can't, but they do tackle him. 43 seconds left inside of North Carolina territory. All right, we need time to throw here. So our offensive line needs to help us out here. Where is our one? There we go. We'll take what we can get at this point. At this point, we would settle for a field goal because that's what we would be happy. We'd be happy to be tied. Got a guy on the right side. Oh my gosh. I forget that Brosmer has no throw power. That's on me. Squandering opportunities, name of the game here so far. That's on me, but also Max. Let's throw the ball with some oomph, huh? Over the middle here, North Carolina gets redemption. Again, a field goal. We're asking our defense to do too much. That's the problem here. We're asking a lot of our defense, and they are stepping up in a big way, but also North Carolina is moving down the field. Trying to get to the quarterback here. Max has plenty of time to throw. I was right there. I got to figure out how to tackle the quarterback because that should have been a sack. Big pass break up there makes it 3rd and 5. And we need another stop with 8 seconds left. Again, this has not been our best half, but we got to find ways to limit what North Carolina does. Go the other way. Near interception. Let's see if we can block another kick for North Carolina. Longer field goal. And it's up, and it is good. A 6-0 lead for the Tar Heels going into halftime. We need our offense to start doing something, be able to move the ball down the field. And actually, there's 2 seconds left. We'll take a kick back, see if we can return it, and we can. Again, our offense needs to get going in the second half, find ways to get the ball down the field and get points on the board. Our defense is playing really well. Our offense is averaging 2.8 yards per play. That's not going to get the job done. We're getting the ball back to start the second half. We'll see if we can get things going off on a better foot. And we might have to simplify things. We're probably not going to get any big plays, but we're going to at least try to. And we're getting pressured right off the bat. Let's see if Max can run. Oh, we pick up some yards here. Max might be more of a factor in scrambling and running the football than I realize. But we want Darius Taylor involved too. And we got to keep North Carolina on their toes with motions and anything. Blocking has to get better though. It's 3rd and 5 though, so we're going to try to get a simple completion. I don't like this look. Let's switch it to this. Glance should be a good play for Minnesota. There we go. We got our guy in space. There is a flag on the play, though. Please don't be holding. Pass interference on the defense. We are going to decline that. That was a big gain. Elijah Spencer with a big game for us. That's exactly what we need to try and get on the scoreboard here. We're going to go RPO, and we don't get a block. 2nd and 9. Completion there to Daniel Jackson. Oh, he drops it. Drops are a killer, and we need a first down here so bad. 3rd and 9, we need to pick up a first down somehow. Nice pass there. We pick up the first down. Brockington gets it near the 20-yard line. Going back to the RPO game. This is a good drive for us. We'll see what we can do. Read that linebacker. Probably going to hand it off. Darius Taylor has room to run. He's picking up the first down inside scoring territory. Let's get on the scoreboard here. Let's get points on the board. See what we can do with this drive. And so far, it's been hit or miss. 2nd and 14 here. New running back in the game. Got to pass over the middle. Elijah Spencer nearly gets into the end zone. It's a 1st and goal inside of the 1. Let's see if we can pound it in here. It's 6-0 lead for North Carolina. Minnesota is driving first and goal. The handoff is to Taylor, and he gets stuffed. Second and goal on the 2-yard line after a loss of 1. Minnesota is going to go to Darius Taylor again, and he's in the end zone for a Golden Gopher touchdown. A big drive for Minnesota to tie it up at 6. And the extra point gives Minnesota the lead. A great way to start the second half. Passing game was huge. Now the defense is back on the field. 12 plays, 2 minutes and 44 seconds to go 75 yards. A big time drive for the Golden Gophers. That was huge. Kickoff return is going to stay inside the 20. Crowd is feeling it. You can see the screen is shaking. North Carolina is looking to get back to Marion Hampton there. Picks up a few yards. This is the type of game that Minnesota would actually probably want to play in real life. You want to slow things down, be efficient when you have the ball, and limit these types of plays. Ineligible player downfield, though, helps us out, so that moves the ball back. It'll be 2nd and 12. So Minnesota is looking to get a stop here, force a longer third down, hand the ball off to Hampton, which is going nowhere. This defensive line is stepping up. Gophers defense, as expected, is playing really big. 3rd and 11. North Carolina is looking to move the ball on field, and Johnson gets hit to force a 4th down. This has been a very impressive performance by Minnesota's defense. Not really a surprise with what we know. Nearly blocked. That's going to be a penalty. Oh, that's going to kill us. That is going to hurt. And it's personal foul. So it's going to be a 1st down. North Carolina roughing the kicker. That is huge. Can't have penalties like that. Just can't. You can't give North Carolina extra opportunities to move the ball down the field because Marion Hampton is going to be able to break free at some point. But we get a tackle for loss there. Injuries are adding up, though. 2nd and 12, we find ourselves in a good position. They're behind the sticks again, so we'll see what this defense can do. Marion Hampton is going nowhere. This second half has been much better for Minnesota. 3rd and 13, looking to get a big time stop here, force another punt. Hopefully, we don't take another penalty. We will see. Max is going to get. Oh, I had him. I cannot tackle. I'd be playing so much better if I could tackle. My team is doing everything they can, and I'm just whiffing. 7-6 Minnesota. 50 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Trying to keep moving the ball. Also trying to make smart decisions. Elijah Spencer picks up a big 1st down there. Tell you what, RPOs are so much fun to use in this game. They work really well. Obviously, can't use the same one over and over again, but you got to find ways to switch things up. Big first play there but again, the bubble, it makes it really easy. You just read the linebacker and then give it to the running back. If that doesn't work, Darius Taylor is making his impact known. 3rd and inches on the 40-yard line of North Carolina. Need to pick up this 1st down. This is a key play for the Gophers. Taylor's going to take it, and he will pick up the 1st down. A big 1st down for Minnesota's offense. Gophers are inside of North Carolina territory, looking to keep moving that ball down the field. No block by the outside receiver again. We took a delay of game. That's on me again. 2nd and 15. Trying to move the ball down the field. Daniel Jackson, catch the ball, man. Daniel Jackson has not been involved, but the 2 times we've thrown it to him now, he's dropped it. That's going to just kill us here. All right, over the middle, maybe. Gonna throw it deep. We get hit. Oh, it deflects to Darius Taylor. It works out for us. He's trying to break free. We pick up the 1st down somehow. A fluky play gets us in good position. Sia Bangura is in the backfield to spell Taylor. Run to the left side. He's got plenty of room. Gets a block. Picks up the 1st down inside of the 15-yard line. Taylor is back in the backfield after that big run. Handoff to Taylor up the middle, and he picks up a good chunk of yards. 2nd and 6. Rushing attack is really making an impact for the Golden Gophers here in the second half. North Carolina has been struggling overall to stop it. Darius Taylor doing a great job. And it's 3rd and 5 inside of the 10-yard line. Minnesota looking to add points on the board. Can't find anybody. Max is rolling out, and he's going to throw it away for a field goal. 25-yard field goal. We'll see if we can get it in, and it is good. Flag on the play. Personal foul, roughing the kicker. Minnesota gets an absolute gem of a call. 1st and goal. Gophers have new life for this drive. First and goal from the 4-yard line. We'll see what they have in store. They're going to throw it out to the right side, and it's going to be complete, but not in. Second and goal from the 1-yard line. This would be a huge touchdown. 2.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Darius Taylor next to Max hands it off in the end zone for a touchdown. Darius Taylor with his second touchdown of the game. A big touchdown to put Minnesota up by almost 8 here. What a second half for the Gophers. 14-6, a big performance, a big comeback, and the Gophers are looking to start the year off 1-0. They have stifled this offense. The offense themselves has been going really well in the second half. The rushing attack, so good. Back to the defensive side of the ball. Minnesota is looking to keep North Carolina off of the scoreboard. It's still a one possession game, so it's still capable of. It's picked off, intercepted by Minnesota, a tip, and it's deflected. I just talked about that earlier. When is it going to get picked off? That deflection, it was hanging in the air, and the Gophers pick it off. 2:22 left. Gophers get the ball back. A huge interception. Darius Taylor is looking to seal the deal here. 2nd and 4 inside the 15 here. Minnesota is looking to capitalize on that turnover, is essentially looking to seal the game. Blitzing safeties coming up. Taylor breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle inside of the 5-yard line. North Carolina takes their first timeout of the game. First and goal from the 5-yard line. Taylor gets the ball on the right side, is going to cut it up for a 1-yard, 2-yard gain on the play. Touchdown effectively ends the game, essentially gives the Gophers the win. So Darius Taylor is trying to get in the end zone, but simply can't. The one nice thing is that we are wasting North Carolina's timeouts. So that is huge here. 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. We will see what Minnesota has, and it's in for the end zone. Darius Taylor's 3rd touchdown of the game. What a monster performance by Darius Taylor and the Minnesota Golden Gophers offense. Minute 46 left. Minnesota is looking to just keep North Carolina in check, keep everything in front of them. A beautiful move by Josh Joyner gets to the quarterback. A nice sack there. Hurry up offense for the Tar Heels. Time is running out. Clock is winding down, and they are looking to get into the end zone, and Massey's going to get sacked again. Another sack by the Golden Gophers. North Carolina is going in the wrong direction. Josh Joyner is on fire, and the Tar Heels are reeling. 3rd and 27. A tough place to be in, and once again, almost getting to the quarterback. Hampton gets out, nearly gets back to the original line of scrimmage. A minute 12 left in the game. North Carolina needs a first down here. 4th and 11. Looking downfield. Max can't find anybody. Throws it deep, and it's going to be intercepted. What a pick for the Gophers, and that is going to do it. Minnesota is going to hold on a huge 21-6 lead, and it's going to be a win for the Gophers. All they have to do is take a knee, and with the new college football 25 clock winding down, it's going to wind all the way down to 0. The Gophers are 1-0. North Carolina goes to 0-1. A 21-point second half is what gets us the win. No surprise here, Josh Joyner is the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week. Big game with 5 tackles for loss and 2 sacks. And also National Defensive Player of the Week. Wow, big week for Josh Joyner. Not really a surprise after that performance. Recruiting appears to be going pretty well. We are in the top 3 for multiple of our recruits in our board. We're first place for a lot of them. Trying to get a few guys to commit early is going to be the key, but it's going to be a battle for a lot of these other guys too. Still have to find balance though. The big first play there gives us a chance to go 2nd inches. Darius Taylor off into the open field, and he is going to take off. Can he break another tackle inside of the 50 to the 45 for a big first down? Again, we'll see if we can get Jackson more involved, but it's going to be tough to do. Teams know that he's good, so you can't just force feed him, but you'd like to see him get more involved than what we had last game. Darius Taylor on the left side makes a nice cut to the open field, trying to break another tackle for an 8-yard gain. 3rd and 2. Looking on the right side to start. Got guys open. Well, that's a terrible pass, but we got Jackson open. Able to get him involved. Breaks a couple tackles for a first down. These are the games in the past where the Gophers, I think, have struggled a little bit, but also you'd like to see them take a sack there. Our offensive line had everybody, but too many bodies not accounted for. Give up a sack there. Settling for a field goal on 4th and 18. Kick is up, and it is going to be good. First field goal that we made in this series. That's going to be a challenge. We have a unique challenge with FCSE's triple option school. That's always going to be tough because you have so many different factors that you have to account for. Defensive line should be able to handle things. I like our matchups here with this front group. Counteraction there forces a 3rd and 2 because I think we're obviously more talented, but you have the ability to get off the ball and force incompletions. That will really be helpful. But this quarterback is going to be a problem. Defense is more challenging too. You got to take the right angles to get to the ball carrier. And it's obviously tough when you're able to do that if you're the opposing team. Back dive has been a little bit of a problem right now. Got to be able to stop that because it's going straight north and south. There we go. That's a good stop. Devin Eastern with a big TFL. Again, Minnesota's defense can be a really good unit. It's a different coaching staff this year, but right now we really like what we have going on and we're getting stops. 3rd and 11 with for a triple option team, they are going to struggle if they're going to be in these situations too much. And Minnesota just has really good talent, and screen passes are going to kill us if we can't read those. Have to get off the field on 3rd and long. We just can't keep giving up those types of plays, but we're getting TFLs again. Again, we're getting them behind the sticks, but it's just a matter of continuing to get those stops and limiting the damage that you can do with fullback and also in these long 3rd downs, finding ways to get them off the field, not giving up big chunk plays. So it might not be a pass, but we also need to be aware of simple slant. How are we not getting that covered? They're just marching down the field. They're going to pick up some yards here at the option to the right side, and we can't pick him up. Nearly broke a tackle for a touchdown. It's 1st and goal. 1st and goal, and it's not looking great for our defense, but it's also the first drive. We're still learning the triple option, and it's tough. Triple option requires you to play fundamentally sound football. You can't be lacking in any regard, and right now we're struggling to do that. But it is 3rd and goal, so we have been getting a couple stops here near the goal line. We'll see if we can get one final stop to force a field goal, and we cannot as they score a touchdown. Be a brutal way to follow up a big win against North Carolina with a loss to an FCS school. But again, our offense moved the ball pretty well on that first drive. We got some big plays. This is a big kick, but we'll get the ball in good field position. Might as well run the ball efficiently if we're going to get this type of blocking. Our offensive line is playing really well, and we might as well go with some tempo as well because we have been getting big plays. It's just a matter of being consistent and, like I said, getting time to throw the football to guys like Daniel Jackson. And we're getting big plays because of that. Finally got Jackson involved, though. I think that's his first catch of the season. We'll go under center here because Minnesota does have that option. And right now, Darius Taylor is making this defense look absolutely terrible. And then we're just letting our wide receivers make plays here. Elijah Spencer with 2 nice cuts to get inside the 10 for a 1st down. I don't know if this is a new setting in college football 25, but it feels like every other play, a player from FCS East has gotten hurt. So that's kind of annoying, but Darius Taylor here is going to get in the end zone, rushing touchdown to put Minnesota back in front. I'm also curious to see what the triple option is going to look like in this game because of how college football is nowadays. You just have such a different look with college football and certain rules. So will this be an efficient offense? Will teams like Army, Navy still be efficient? Will they still be able to move the ball? I mean, the answer should be yes, but we will see. Another 3rd down here. Got to get off the field. 3rd and 4. We'll see if we can get a stop. But again, 3rd and 4 is the tough plays against a triple option team. We do get a stop though. 4th and 4, no gain for that. A bad punt A bad punt puts us in good field position. We are inside opponent territory already, and we will see what we can do with this first play. Go a nice corner route to Elijah Spencer. We have him wide open. He's going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A 17-7 lead ensuing. Offense is firing on all cylinders. Defense has been getting stops minus that first possession. But again, triple option, you have to play the entire game because you know it's going to be difficult to get stops. Jack Henderson is going to be a good player for Minnesota. I think that he has the talent to be a special player, and I can't tackle with him, but he's much better than I make him out to be. 1st and 10 for FCS East. Again, this triple option is no joke, but we are getting TFLs. And I think that's a big key so far in this game is when we're getting 1st and 10 into 2nd and 12 or second and longer than that, it's been very beneficial as we get another stop because now you face 3rd and 12. You put an offense that's not fully equipped to manage these types of positions. So you're at an advantage here, be able to try and defend a pass like a screen like that goes nowhere. 1st and 10, looking to add more points onto the scoreboard. Darius Taylor with another run. A nice juke, breaks the tackle, but loses yards for a 2nd and 12. Sometimes the juke is not always your best friend. It actually puts you in a worse position. Play action pass here. We'll see what opens up for us on this particular play. Daniel Jackson appears open, but we're covered and almost throw an interception. Trying to take a shot, obviously did not go well. Let's see if Tyler Williams can get open on the right side here. 3rd and 12, we need obviously a lot of yards. We get hit as we throw and nearly throw pick. 1st and 10, again, we are trying to just get behind the line of scrimmage, behind the sticks here, and we're getting that. The defensive line is really stepping up. Jaw Joyner was involved in that there. Not a surprise. Again, our defensive line has been playing so far really well since that first drive, and we are getting into good positions. 3rd and 9, again, 3rd and longer is going to be very beneficial for us in this game against triple option teams. They're not necessarily ready or prepared as other teams might be, but a running quarterback makes it difficult. Stopping a running quarterback is not going to be easy, and right now, since we're not spying him, that's going to hurt us when even if we have everything covered. Continue to do that, especially against the dive. Their starter's not in, but we're doing a good job nonetheless. 3rd and 7, another 3rd and longer opportunity. We'll see if we can get a stop. They're under center, so we'll see what they're hooking up here. Drop off to the left. We have everybody covered, and we force a 4th and 5. A roughing the punter penalty gets us back on the field. Again, these penalties, I don't know what part of the coaching tree that's going to be, but we got to fix that right away. 2nd and 14, a long 2nd down here. Running back is going to get the fake. Quarterback keeps the ball. And we find ourselves in a 3rd and 7. Again, we're getting good 3rd down distances here. This is very good for us, especially with our defensive line and our linebackers playing like that. We'll try this again. Hopefully we don't run into the punter, worse, roughing the punter. We've been obviously 2 for 2 in games in getting that as being a problem. A little over 2.5 minutes left. We're going to try to get points on the scoreboard. We have a man crossing over the middle. It's Daniel Jackson who's wide open. Jackson getting more involved. Like I said, we were trying to get him more integrated into the offense and find ways to get him the football. But Tyler Williams is going to break this one off for a big run there. Breaks the tackle, hurdles another man going into the end zone. He is in there for a touchdown. What a big run for Tyler Williams. What a great freshman. He is going to be really fun to play with. And the extra point is going to go off the upright and no good. 23-7 lead. I just keep imagining what Minnesota's offense could look like if they had more explosive talent like they did back in 2019. That was an offense that was so good. And these rebuilds will allow you to get to the point you can have a quarterback that is electric. Now, Max is playing pretty well. We're not asking him to do a ton, but he is making those short to intermediate throws that have been extremely beneficial and extremely efficient so far. Defense, we're relying on our defensive line to make plays, and our secondary is also breaking things up as well. 3rd and 9, again, the theme to the game so far is third and longer distances that make it difficult for the opposing team. And we're breaking up passes. Oh, he caught it for a first down. Minute 48 left, 1st and 10. FCSE's trying to get points on the scoreboard again, like they did on the first drive. Going to be difficult with short passes like that. No huddle, though, is going to pick up the tempo. They're in the mini pistol here. Got a different look. Trying to throw it deep. Has a guy down the field. We get beat somehow. And just like that, they're inside the red zone. This is where they can open up their offense again, or they can go with their triple option look, run a little play action, throwing to the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown. Again, anybody knows how to play better defense. I'm all ears. It's still early, but this has been a struggle. The good news is that we get the ball back. Our offense has been, like I said, very efficient, and we are going to break off a kick return down the left side. Is he going to make it? He's at the 30, the 20. Can anybody catch him? No, they cannot. Kick return touchdown for Minnesota. What a response to that touchdown by FCS East. And I'm wondering when the last time Minnesota has scored 30 points in the first half, which just kind of speaks to where Minnesota is in terms of needing a rebuild, but also can they do that in the current college football world? Can you do that? Are you able to produce that kind of a team? They've had good teams, but I'm curious even if the 2019 team was able to do that. Interception, another turnover that gets us the ball back. We've been a good team defensively, and now our offense gets more chances to score. Dropping back the pass, late throw on the right side is complete, 2nd and 1. Going no huddle here. 20 seconds left. Clock is running down. We're going to try to take a shot here and see if we can get the ball into the end zone. And we get our receiver on the left side, but he dropped it. 12 seconds left. You like to see it get a little bit more yardage. See if we're able to get in better field goal range. Drop it off to the left side. Brockington catches it. 8 seconds left. We have 2 timeouts, so why not see if we can get a little bit more yardage, like I said. Over the middle there, it's caught. 4 seconds left. Take another timeout, get the field goal. Field goal is up, and it is good. 33-14 as we head towards halftime. This has been a good first half, unlike last game, for Minnesota. Starting the second half, it's 33-14. It's been a good performance for the offense. The defense giving up 14 points isn't ideal. But again, our defense has been doing fairly well. We're getting tackles for loss. So we're at least getting opportunities to put ourselves in a good position to get the ball back. We're getting 3-and-outs. We are getting certain stops, but it's been a challenge nonetheless. And we get almost a sack there. Quarterback is going to roll out and pick up the first down. It's a fumble. Can Minnesota recover? And they do. Offense gets yet another opportunity to put points on the board. Right side looks good. Nobody is covering Elijah Spencer. Picks up a block from Tyler Williams. Nearly breaks a tackle for a first down. It's FCS East, but at the same time, you'd still like to see that your offense is capable of making these types of plays. And I keep forgetting that Max doesn't have the best throw power, so I'm throwing these way too late. But we're going to get back to running the football. We haven't run the ball quite yet this half. We can also get a screen. It's 3rd and 9 here. Let's see if we can get Darius Taylor out in space. Dropping back to pass. Max finds him on the left side. Wide open. Makes a juke. Trying to get into the end zone. Comes up short. 1st and goal. 1st and goal from the 1. Darius Taylor gets the handoff and he walks in for a touchdown. And a really good game for us offensively. We're up 54-24 with little time left in the fourth quarter. Darius Taylor is doing a great job. And it's a good start to our season. A 2-0 start is a good way for momentum to be built for the Golden Gophers. This is a team that needs these types of wins, and they've been doing a good job of moving the ball and getting first downs, picking up yardage, and getting points. Got to still figure out the slide versus dive there, but we are going to run out the clock here. Another handoff to Darius Taylor up the middle, get some good yards, and is going to be tackled. And that essentially will be the ball game here. We want to run it one more time, and ultimately we'll run out the clock. A 30-point win against an FCS team. Good way to end this game and make sure that we get out of here healthy. Darius Taylor has a big game. The offense has a big game. 54 points is very impressive for Minnesota, and we're hoping that builds plenty of momentum for the rest of the year. But a 2-0 start is definitely what we need.